Hey, what's going on, world? I go by Aaron Ragland. I'm an actor, songwriter from Chicago, most recently known for my co-star role in Chicago Fire. If you're just tuning in, you can check that out on my Actors Access page. Today, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to prepare for a theater audition. First thing you want to do in preparing for a theater audition is just read plays. Say if you're just starting out, maybe, start with a more contemporary play. And then once you start to read those contemporary plays, then, work your way backwards. And then eventually, to classical like Shakespeare or other, classical plays like that. And once you've read these plays, you want to find a monologue. Find a character that you believe fits you and find a monologue. So for those who are just starting out, what is a monologue? A monologue is a section of the play where that character is speaking for a long period of time for about 1 or 2 minutes would be usually a good monologue. When you're looking at a monologue, the thing that you want to look out for is not telling a storytelling monologue. So, for instance, when I was 4 years old, my father never wanted to come home. He would go to this island somewhere in this place in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Now that's getting into a story. If I were to change that and make that more like the action is happening right now, it would be more like, Dad, why are you always going to Michigan? I need you in my life. Why are you always going to Michigan? There's more action, and especially when you're going in for an audition, the director's looking at you. What's more exciting to see? Sometimes storytelling monologues might not be that bad, but for the most part, sticking with more action. Now it's time to look for auditions. So like I was saying in my other videos before, there's Theater in Chicago. Even if you're not from Chicago, the website Theater in Chicago has different cities that you could actually click on, and you could go through to see what sort of theaters are in these certain cities, and then you could find those theaters on Google and look up what's auditioning where. If you are here in Chicago, there's League of Chicago Theaters. It's a free site to look up auditions. In addition to Theater in Chicago, that's also free. Again, for those who are not in Chicago, there's backstage.com. For that, there is a subscription that you would need to pay for monthly. After looking at the audition notices on these sites, what you want to do now is specifically look at the character that you think you would be able to portray. Question right now is, if I'm just starting out, how do I know what character I would fit? Maybe you could start enrolling in classes. Like I said in my other videos, there's Acting Studio Chicago, Chicago Actor Studio. If you're not in Chicago, there are other schools that you can look at across the country. Just Google and Yahoo search, certain acting studios, maybe even different park districts may be offering some acting class. After you get enrolled in the acting class, definitely ask the help of the instructor, coach, or professor. What type of character do you think I could portray? Just think of who you are. What sort of personality traits you feel you convey best? Like for me, for instance, I've played the nice guy, I played the shy guy, I played the suave guy. Just a real tiny bit of my experience has been playing somebody who's arrogant, who's manipulative, and kind of a menacing bad guy. Again, even if you don't have a coach, instructor, think about just you as a person. What sort of character traits do you have? Do you think that you can play most? If you try monologues, maybe you could start to get sort of that sense of where you fall into place, and then look at those audition breakdowns, audition notices, and say, what sort of description of the character is this? Is it witty? Is this guy or girl charismatic? Are they friendly? Are they, like I said, manipulative? Is this person a con artist? Do you think that you could be a con artist from the personality traits that you have? Now it starts the real preparation of getting the monologue, practicing. What I would do is I would give myself at least 2 weeks to actually go to the audition. The reason why I would give myself 2 weeks to prepare for an audition is because there is so much behind developing a character. For those who have just started, there's way more than just reading lines and invoking emotion. You need to think about, first off, what do you want? Who is your character? Who are you talking to? What is your relationship to that person? How do you get what you want from that person? What is at stake if you don't get what you want from that person? And what does that person mean to you? Among many different things that you need to think about. Really putting yourself in the circumstances, in the time, in the environment of the play. Go ahead, submit to the audition. Usually with the audition notices, there may be an email they will give you for casting to submit. Like I showed you in the other videos that you may have seen, your headshot, your resume, and then you should be good to go. I hope that was helpful. I will be talking about a lot more soon, like actually going through a monologue and how you break down the monologue and really get into character. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace.